When I learned this in sales, really in life, everything changed. See, you are either creating your life by design or by default. And every single day you delay living your life on purpose, like designing what you really want, you hand your power to fear, to distraction, to living and settling for, the comfort zone. And in sales, those delays don't just kind of cost you fulfillment in your life. It costs you real income. So if you keep waiting for the right moment to get started, to get better, to grow, you'll wake up one day with nothing but regret, filled with just regret that you didn't live your full potential. You'll have a pipeline full of maybes, like one of these days. See, your pipeline in your business, in sales, it mirrors your priorities. What you focus on, where your focus goes, your energy flows. That's what Emerson said. So if you're not closing, it's not because the leads are bad. It's because the way you're showing up in the conversation is out of alignment with what you say you want. Now, look, you may push back on that. You may say, well, hold it, the leads are bad. But here's what I can tell you. If somebody took the time to become a lead, somebody filled out the woofu form or the opt-in form, they checked the box, they gave their name, they gave their email address, they scheduled an appointment, and then they showed up to an appointment on time, ready to listen to you. You can't say that's not a qualified buyer. That is certainly a person with interest. And your job now is to advance them to the next commitment objective, which ultimately should lead to a close. So again, you're not going to be closing based on kind of just what you kind of wish for. Your closing ratio and your closing ability is about your alignment with what your desires are, what your commitment is to go after that. Because I can tell you this, most people have desires up here and a willingness to do what's required to get those desires way down here. And I see it all the time. Most salespeople don't have a strategy problem. They have a commitment problem. They have a priority problem. And in most cases, what they're doing is they're settling for far less than they could ever really want. They're dreaming for more and settling for less. They're choosing comfort over clarity of purpose. See, when your default is delay, when your default is, pushing it back, slow playing it, even good leads stall out. See, you can't hold space for a decision when your own energy is one of indecision. When you're not decisive about who you are, about how you're going to show up, about what your dreams and goals are, about what your purpose is. Like, look at your pipeline right now. Is it full of potential and possibility? Or is it full of procrastination? People thinking about it. People are going to get back to you one of these days. See, you're not stuck. You're comfortable. That's the problem. Like the comfort zone, they call it a comfort zone, but it's a bad place to be. Being stuck in a comfort zone almost somehow feels noble, like something outside of you is in the way. But 9 times out of 10, it's comfort zone thinking parading as, confusion or I'm not sure what to do next. You tell yourself, you're overthinking. And what you're really doing is you're under deciding who you're going to be in the process and then shifting your identity to match that real result. The profession of sales doesn't reward the most prepared. It rewards the most aligned. That's what congruency is. There's a word called praxis. Praxis is the integration between what we think and what we do and how we show up. Your results will always rise to meet your level of internal congruence. You never outperform your own self-image. You never outperform your own self-commitment. And this is why it's challenging for so many people. You'll hear people say, I really want this. And they're very clear about their desires. And they'll say, I'll do anything. I'll do whatever it takes. But usually what that means is anything but what's required. As long as it's convenient, as long as it doesn't cost a lot of money, as long as, as long as, it's not going to be uncomfortable. So ask yourself, are you really stuck? Like, do you really not know what to do? Or are you just scared? Or are you just comfortable? And unwilling to become the person that your goal requires you to be. See, because if you think about it, that's the purpose of a goal. The purpose of a goal isn't to get something. The purpose of a goal is that you become the person who can achieve it. So maybe you're making $50,000 a year. You set a goal to make $100,000. The big win isn't that you get the $100,000 income. It seems like that. I mean, that's nice. Who doesn't want it? But the really big win is that you become the person who can create a $100,000 income in your life. Hey, before we go any further, I just want to interrupt this because I want you to go and I want you to download a resource. It's called the Belief Upgrade Guide that I created for you. This guide is the reset button that most sales professionals never press. It's going to walk you through 10 identity level shifts that help you rewire how you show up and present yourself during a sale. Not just in what you say, but who you are when you say it. And I'm going to walk you side by side, and I'm going to take you step through the exact reframes and reflections and these small micro agreements and actions that installed the beliefs that all the top closers operate from. We don't rise to your level of training. You rise really to your level of self-identity, your self-belief. We never outperform our own self-belief. If you've ever said, I know what to do, I just don't do it consistently. Or you felt that way, like I don't know why I don't do the things I know I should, like something gets in my way. This guide is the answer. It's going to help you close the gap between what you're capable of, what you know you can do, and what you're actually doing. Because if you think about it, that's really the biggest gap in life. The gap between what we know and what we do. And by realigning your own belief system behind your actions, you don't need more scripts. You need the internal congruency to carry yourself to the next level. It's called praxis, the integration of belief and behavior. And this guide is going to show you how to build it. Now, the link is right there in the description. Download it now. And let's shift what you believe so you can shift what you create. And then come right back and watch the rest of this video. See, fear really isn't your enemy. Your biggest enemy is indecision. Fear is kind of feedback. Fear is feedback. It's your intuition telling you that you're on the edge of transformation. Fear is never an indication that you are not capable of achieving something. Fear is an indication that you're about to do something that you've never done before. Fear is an indication that you lack the awareness of the resources within you to go do it. But indecision, that's different. Indecision is death by delay. That's you taking your power and handing it over to the past. It's you giving away your personal power. See, in sales, fear is actually useful because when you're fearful, you realize, I don't have the resources capable of achieving this goal. So what happens is you begin to sharpen your senses. It forces you to get better. Indecision numbs your senses. See, the next time you feel fear, you should thank it. You should welcome it and then move forward anyways. I have a personal mantra that says jump and then build your wings on the way down. Don't let your fear steal your sale. And certainly don't let your fear steal the lesson for your growth. If you think about it, your schedule, when we're really committed to something, it shows up in two places. It shows up in our date book and our checkbook. Your schedule reveals your self-image. It reveals to you what you really believe, not what you tell people you believe. Like somebody says, oh, I believe and I value, health and wellness. And then you go and you look at their day timer and the whole week they don't have any time scheduled for the gym. No. You don't value it. You talk about valuing it. You'd like to value it. It's a good intention, but it's not in alignment with your self-concept. You never outperform this self-concept, and your calendar proves it. See, if you look at your daily schedule, are you scheduling high value activity? See, one question I think you should ask yourself, especially if you're like commission only, because if you're commission only, you're self-employed, aren't you? I don't care. You could be working for a company, but you're self-employed if you're commission only. Is what I'm doing right now the highest value activity I could be doing? Or Am I just hiding behind busy work? Am I just hiding behind admin work because it's easier? There's less rejection there. See, if you're not out every single day prospecting, not reviewing and working on your pitch, not training your mindset, I'm telling you, you are not in the sales game. You are a spectator in the stands, but you are not on the field of play. And if you are on the field of play and you're not doing those things, get off the field because you're going to get hurt. Like pull up your calendar right now. Instead of allowing your calendar to be telling you, where you're going to be and what you're going to be doing, the rest of the day and tomorrow and the rest of the week, ask yourself, what does this say about me? What does a person who's committed to this produce in their life? What does a person who has this in their calendar as their biggest commitments? What does a person who's going to trade their life force for this value? See, for most of us, if we really understand it, it's not about chasing results. It's about chasing an identity. It's about growing. It's about becoming the best version of ourselves. Your close rate is never a goal issue. It's an identity issue. It's all about how you see yourself. It's about what you believe you're worth, the value you bring. It's like your personal value proposition. The people who close consistently, it's not that they're more talented. They're more decided. I can remember when I first started, I'd be looking at people like, I know I'm better. I know I'm more talented. I knew I was hungrier, but they were kicking my butt. And I couldn't understand why. But then I started to look at my own limiting beliefs because I was a high school dropout and I started off as a janitor. I thought, well, I'll never amount to anything. Well, there's a limitation. Nobody's ever going to take me seriously. I never graduated. There's a limitation. So I had all these big desires, but these small opinion of myself. It's not that they were more talented. They were more decided. They made success kind of a non-negotiable decision about who they are. And that drove what they do. Right? Human being, not human doing. Right? See, the more you try to kind of get ready, the more you delay your results. Being ready is a decision. It's not a state of preparation. Like you don't wait for more confidence. You go out and you do that which requires confidence. You decide who you are and then you act like it. It's like when you pray to God for courage, does God give you courage? Or does he place you in situations for you to be courageous? When you pray to God for patience, does God give you patience? Or does God give you situations for you to develop patience? You don't need another script to tweak or time management hack. You need a checkup from the neck up. You need a moment of truth because sales doesn't happen in your CRM. It happens in your self-belief system. And when you understand that, you realize, like, you're not behind. Like, when I think of it, I wasn't broken because I was a high school dropout. I wasn't behind anybody. Nobody was ahead of me. But what I am, though, is I have to be responsible for everything. So I can't blame the leads. I can't blame the manager. I can't blame the client. I can't blame the economy. I can't blame the Congress or the Senate. I can't blame COVID. I can't blame things. I got to take all the responsibility for me on me. And from this moment forward, you're either leading yourself or you're letting your limitations and your excuses lead you. And we have to make this moment of decision where we choose to be the master. See, if you haven't already, I'd like you to go and I'd like you to download a free belief upgrade guide. Don't just think about kind of what we're talking about. Don't just think about, what you've learned here. Do something with it. Don't use this just as kind of entertainment or education. What I want you to do is I want you to be informed. I want you to take what I'm giving you and I want you to form it into something that you apply. That's where transformation begins. And this guide that I'm giving to you will be a guide for you. It's going to walk you through how to shift these internal beliefs that quietly sabotage your sales success, your results. if you've been showing up, but you're still not closing like you know you should, like if you know you're better than your results show, this is going to show you how maybe you're sabotaging yourself and how to change. And you see, like once you've got your beliefs aligned, then you'll know exactly not only what to say, but how you'll show up. And that's what I'm going to give you and show you in my next video on how to close more deals. You're going to learn the real reason that buyers hesitate and how to move a conversation forward without pressure, without trying to manipulate, without pushback. So go and grab the guide and then meet me in the next video. I'll see you there.